So, welcome back to Unforeseen Consequences, Chapter 3 in the Let's Play of Black Mesa. We now survived the Resonance Cascade and will be fighting through the destroyed corridors of the Black Mesa facility to get our crowbar and fight through some aliens to get to the surface. And now this is a moment when this some of the atmospheric music is coming up, which is really fitting into the game. Like it's some kind of sad theme fitting into the atmosphere of this destroyed facility. Dead people all around, blood on the walls, dark light. It's everything pretty much fitting with the music.
Listen, I tried to warn them.
I never thought I'd see a resonance cascade, let alone create one. By Schrodinger's cat, he's alive.
Gordon! Thank God for that hazard suit. All the phones are out. I can't reach anyone in the facility. We need to get to the surface and let someone know that we're stranded down here.
Yep.
There's no telling what kind of danger is. My God.
This is one of the scenes when the headcrabs are teleported into
Can't afford to waste time.
this cabins.
For the retinal scanner.
And this is, I think, this is the moment when Dr. Kleiner is finding his later pet in Half-Life 2.
You hear me?
Can't remember the name. Lamar, yes. This could be Lamar in Half-Life 2, his pet facehugger. This is when one of the new gameplay mechanics came really handy, like sprinting through this laser beam, which was almost every time hurting you in Half-Life 1, because you can't reach the door fast enough. Couldn't reach it.
Warning. Unauthorized biological forms detected in Sector D.
As you can see, the gameplay is a bit faster because there is an option in the Black Mesa options which is toggling always run. So I'm running now all the time, but I think though I can sprint as well, this is still a very much normal movement tempo. And normally you were finding the crowbar over here, but it's now it's set to another place to find. This is happening, or this is going for some of the other weapons as well. So you're forced to press the button to make the elevator drop. Come on. Which is blasting the glass, and now you can crawl through here. Actually, I wouldn't even have to comment on the gameplay, because you can see all of the difference yourself. But it wouldn't be a Let's Play if I wouldn't say anything. So I will still try to comment and say something about the history of the game, or explaining some Easter eggs.
Gordon? Gordon! Man, am I glad to see you. What the hell are these things, man? And why are they wearing
They are our best friends. Don't you see? It's not like that you don't have any weapons to fight against the zombies now, so you can basically turn some get some flares, throwing at them so they start to burn. This is one of the points where some gas is floating out of the hole, so you can torch it and with it torch the enemies. Which was also originally introduced with Half-Life 2, when gas was pouring out a hole. Let's try to get some power-ups. Okay, this is our cabinet. In the... Oh, our friend from the toilet. In Half-Life 1, the developers of Valve Software were writing their names on the cabinets of the employees, but as the mod team wasn't able to do this because of copyright issues and some other things, they put their own names on it instead. For example, Montero is the head developer of the mod, Carlos Montero. Yes, you can watch them or check them out by yourself. Okay, so much for the changing room. Looks like a bit more populated than before. And basically these are the Half-Life 2 zombies, which are also throwing things at you and not just walking towards you to hit you. So they also feature some more attacks than the zombies in Half-Life 1. And also they make some more funny noises than the zombies in Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. Yes, this is a new place where you find the crowbar blocking this door. And now the zombies aren't bleeding green blood, they're bleeding red blood. Which is also fitting a bit more because it's a human body and not an alien. This is very depressive. A new feature is, which hasn't been in Half-Life 2, is that your weapon will gain some stains of blood or alien acid if you hit them or shoot them. It depends how near you are to your target. Like shooting an alien with a shotgun from about 2 meters will stain the gun with blood because it's splashing on it. And normally this was the place where you gain the 9mm pistol, which has also moved to another place, has been moved. As you can see, the developers kept the core elements and the core structure of the corridors and the levels. But in detail you see that they changed some things, like this area has been changed to make the things a bit more atmospheric.
Power 15%.
This room Christmas came early. As you can see, I toggled the flashlight and I forgot to turn it out. And normally in Half-Life 1 you had some flashlight battery power, and in Half-Life 2 it was draining the HEV suit power. But actually now sprinting and toggling the flashlight will not drain your suit power, because there isn't any anymore. There is no suit power. The suit power is now this the normal suit power, which is working as an armor, with as an armor asset to the suit, which is now at 15 points. But you don't have any more auxiliary power for sprinting and flashlight. This elevator wasn't here in the first place. So this drop to the bottom and forcing you to swim out of it has been added to the game, which is a bit comparable to the elevator drop in Blue Shift. It's a bit disappointing that most of these crates, when you crush them, there are almost at no time there are goodies in it. The most of the pickups are only placed in like these shelves or at other places on crates, but not in them. So normally you don't have to crush all the crates to look for power-ups, because yummy. This is also an element which has been introduced with Half-Life 2 to feed the barnacles to evade them, like giving them things to pull up. This is also an area which has been changed. Normally you were able to go through here, but you will see that the game is taking a little detour. It's very pleasant that the facehuggers are now one-hit enemies, so you can kill them with one hit like in Half-Life 2, not like in Half-Life 1. You have to hit them repeatedly more as the difficulty has been set up too hard or easy. Now you can kill them with one hit like in Half-Life 2, which makes them actually pretty easy enemies, and it doesn't matter which difficulty you're playing on.
Oh, thank God. Listen, I know where you can find some more weaponry. There's a security office not
Yes,
far
this is
from
the
here.
place where you find the
Take me with you,
9mm
and
weapon
I'll
and some
unlock the
grenades.
door.
In Half-Life 2 it wasn't
Lead the way.
necessary to make him follow you, because you got the 9mm pistol before, but now it's actually necessary that he follows you and opens this door for you.
Marvelous.
Great. Like this sign is saying hot water feed valve, you have to turn
Safe
both of
haven.
them on or off, so you can reach this area. It's now having green light, and the temperature it's rising from minus 97 Fahrenheit to 12 Fahrenheit, so it's still cold, but you can access the area to reach another area.
I've had my share of excitement today. You're welcome to stay. if
So
you
this
want.
is the place where you get the Glock 17, the 9mm pistol and some grenades. Which is also very nice is that they added they added these sprinting animations, like he's taking the Glock to one hand and running around. And I think there was even this weapon bob a bit, yes. So now we can enter this area to reach the next part. Also new sound effects. Okay. The left mouse button attack 1 is limited to a certain rate of fire, while the right mouse button is now acting as the fast fire button or rapid fire, like in the original game. And as I said, your hands and your weapon will stain some blood or acid if you are too near to the enemy you're shooting. the same will happen with the
Gordon,
military
is that
units.
you? Is it safe? Ah! Oh dear. I do believe I soiled myself.
Interesting. Oh, this was some bug. Whoa. So everybody should really remember this water tunnel. Okay. Huh? The next area has also been modified a bit. Normally you were able to get over there and push this lever to make the elevator drive down this elevator shaft, but now we will have to take some other route or route to, better said, route to gain a control room in where we are able to launch or to start the elevator. Thanks to the source engine, the flashlight is a bit more handy, and it's really illuminating most of the areas than the flashlight in the first game. But still, they are both different engines, so you can't compare them that much. Yes, this is the power button for the elevator. And now we can launch the elevator on the platform itself and not over there by a lever, so we had to sprint to the elevator to ride it down. And this passage is pretty much the same. These ventilation shafts are breaking open, and you have some friendly guests joining you on the elevator ride. There was a trick to get to the side of this elevator shaft and sliding down to the bottom, but that isn't possible. That isn't possible anymore, because you will certainly die, because there is electric water, and the dropping is also too steep. But still, you can reach this platform to gain some pickups. Oh great, the first death. And achievement unlocked. Despite to other games of this generation of video gaming, of course you can do quick saves, which I actually didn't do a single time since I started the Let's Play. Okay, worked out better this time. I also love that they added these light blue energy charges on the bottom of this recharger, so you can see how many energy you have left to recharge, and that this charger says ready or empty, and turns red if it's empty. It's all about these tiny details they have added to the game, so which makes it so unique and so much fun to play. As you can see, most of the objects and models are all custom assets, like this crate with the green topping, or this blue crate which has BMRF, which stands for Black Mesa Research Facility, on the top. So it's obviously visible how much time and dedication and work has been invested into the game. This is also new. Normally there wasn't any security guard on the bridge, which was blowing up. So we still have to take the original route. But now it's easier to reach this exit of the bridge. Before it was a bit harder. You had to get on a pillar here to take the shortcut. This area hasn't changed that much. Basic, it's the same as in Half-Life 1. It's also very cool that this alien, which has spitted some acid on me, made also some acid stains, which with glowing acid on my crowbar. Or over there, you can clearly see where he tried to shoot me with this acid shit. The explosions are also custom made. There are many more light details and blast effects compared to Half-Life 2. But still, Half-Life 2 is using an older version of the source engine, so this game is clearly more advanced compared to Half-Life 2. Okay, this is a challenging part right now, because in Half-Life 2 these crates weren't moving at all when you were jumping on them. Now they are moving. And even though in Half-Life Source, which was introducing source engine physics elements to the Gold Source engine, it wasn't that challenging like here, because well, I'm used to it now, but if you try it yourself the first time, you will drop down sometimes, I guess. Depends on the player. But I was actually carefully jumping down right now. But if you do it too fast, you will certainly drop down. Also, these posters on the wall are also all custom made. All adding to the environment created in the recreated Black Mesa facility. This area has also changed a bit. Normally you exited the tunnel in Half-Life 1, you climbed the ladder and get up to some room of this or corridor, and you entered to the right, and the elevator was right there to get up to office complex. But right now you're encountering a fight with these sound eyes. So you aren't getting away that easily like in Half-Life 1. But in this, in the end, it's the same. You get into an elevator and launch it, so you can reach Office Complex, which is the 4th chapter, and the end of chapter 3. And I'll see you again in the next chapter. Until then.